All right, it is another beautiful day here in Southern California, back at Disneyland. Today we are rope dropping Disneyland Park. So we headed towards Indiana Jones this morning and got there just in time for cast members to tell us the attraction was down and they weren't sure when it was going to open back up. So we quickly pivoted, because you always have to have a plan B, you never know. Pivoted over to Big Thunder Mountain. We're gonna see how many big attractions we can do this morning. We are now headed over towards the Matterhorn, because Matterhorn only has a 5-minute wait. So let's see how much we can get done this morning in just a little bit of time while the parks are not very crowded. Here we are in Fantasyland. Look how nice it is, you guys. It's not crowded yet. This is what getting to the parks early looks like.
All right, we need to get the strollers back.
All right, we're in line for the Matterhorn, and it said a 5-minute wait still, but it's gonna probably be more like 10 minutes, which still isn't terrible at all. So the plan is to do Matterhorn, and then we're gonna hop on over to Space Mountain. We're on Matterhorn, rope 1 and 2, seat 1 and 2.
I'm so excited!
We're gonna get our backs adjusted, no big deal. All right, here we go.
My chiropractor is on speed dial.
Yeah! I always regret this decision. Matterhorn. Oh, crazy ride.
That was great.
It was fun. But man, this ride is nuts. I don't think you can see right there, but it says 30 minutes. So let's get in line for Space Mountain. I doubt it's going to be 30 minutes. I honestly think it'll be a little bit less than that. And after we do Space, we're going to see if Indiana Jones has reopened, and we'll head over there. If not, we'll pivot, but it doesn't, like, seriously, we've already knocked out Big Thunder, Matterhorn, Space Mountain, and it's about 8:40 something. I'll have to check the time, but we're doing great. Doing great. This is how you rope drop. And we just got off the ride. That was actually a 21-minute wait to get on the attraction. So Space Mountain, 21 minutes. And we are headed over to Indiana Jones because it has reopened. We checked in the app before we decided to head over there. So always check the app. We're gonna go over to see if we can knock out Indiana Jones. And then we also got a virtual queue, because you have to join the virtual queue now in order to ride on Haunted Mansion Holiday. So we did get a virtual queue this morning. And our boarding group, maybe we'll time it good that we can do Indiana Jones and maybe Jungle Cruise, maybe Pirates, and then Haunted Mansion, which would be fantastic. This morning when we arrived for rope drop, we were kind of on a time crunch, so I didn't have time to record. So I'm going to come back here to Main Street so I can show you guys what it looks like in the morning for rope drop. But let me explain to you what happens at rope drop when you first get here, between 7:30 and 8 when they have the parks open. But they haven't let anyone on the rides yet. I mean, this is Main Street, and Main Street is open up until a certain point right here in the hub. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around and show you the different, they call them the spokes. So you can line up and go to different attractions first thing in the morning. And you definitely wanna have a game plan, decide where you wanna go ahead of time. Do you wanna go to Space Mountain, or are you going to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway? Are you headed to Indiana Jones? Do not go to Peter Pan. And I would avoid Rise of the Resistance also. Reason for that is Peter Pan, unless you are like right at the front of that rope, Peter Pan, everybody goes there and the line gets backed up really fast, and you're standing in line for 45 minutes at the beginning of the day, wasting time in a line where you could be going a lot faster doing other things. So I don't recommend Peter Pan. Rise of the Resistance is sometimes in the morning, it is down. And so you go all the way over there and the ride attraction is closed. So that's kind of hard too. So rather than waste your time going to either one of those, I would recommend some of my other options that we'll talk about here in just a minute. We'll go over here to each spoke and I'll talk to you about what you can go do in the morning when you get here for rope drop. Again, just because the park opens at 8 doesn't mean that's when you get here. You get here before 8. Okay, that's the key to rope drop. Because 8 o'clock is when the attractions start working. You want to already be in the park long before 8 so that you can get on the attractions right at 8. Here's the hub, like I was talking about, in the different spokes. So we're going to go over here first. Your first option would be to come over here and line up at the ropes for rope drop to Tomorrowland. And early in the morning, there will literally be a rope that is strung across here. And that's why they call it rope drop, because they remove the rope when it's time at 8 o'clock and they let you through. So from here, you can go up to the castle, go to Peter Pan if you really want to. But I would recommend going through this little path and going around to Alice in Wonderland, going to Matterhorn, going to Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway if you want to go that way. Now let's come over here because there will also be another rope over this direction. So over here, people will be lined up and they'll be over here and there'll be a rope across there. Those people are most likely going to Space Mountain. That is a good rope drop strategy. One thing you want to remember though is that on certain days in the park, there will already be people in Fantasyland and Tomorrowland because they have early entry. Guests staying on property have early entry. I have lots of videos about early entry. If you want to watch those, definitely check them out on my channel. But that means on the days Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, guests are already in the Disneyland park. So keep that in mind. On those days, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I think it's a good idea to try and have a different strategy. Go to Indiana Jones, go to Big Thunder Mountain, go to that side of the park. But really, I mean, you can do whatever. You don't switch your days around or whatever, just due to those stipulations of early entry, because not everybody takes advantage of early entry and it doesn't really affect rope drop. All right, up in there, also, there's going to be another rope, literally, that goes right across there. Those people that line up over there are probably going to Peter Pan. Again, I don't recommend that. I don't think that's a good strategy for early in the morning. Okay, then you're gonna have another rope right over here where this Main Street vehicle is, and it goes across here. Those people that, if you really do want to rope drop Rise of the Resistance, that's where you're gonna line up. But you have to be there at the very front of that rope at 7:30, 7:35, as soon as the park's open. That's the most effective way to get Rise of the Resistance in. But again, if you go over there and you get all the way over to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and the ride is closed, it's not as easy to pivot because you're gonna turn around and you have to go back over to Big Thunder Mountain, or you could go back over to Pirates, or anyway, it's just harder because you're kind of over there on that side of the park then and stuck. So I do have a video showing Rise of the Resistance, people coming at rope drop, and I had done early morning entry and it actually worked out that day. So it does sometimes work out. I don't want you to tell you don't do it, but it's just, I feel bad when people kind of waste their morning doing that. The best time to do Rise of the Resistance is just before the park closes. Check the app, also kind of later in the afternoon, evening. Then let's head right over here. This is the last spot where they will have a rope up. They'll have a rope up just before Adventureland, and the rope will be about right there underneath the sign. And those people that are lined up over there most likely are going to Indiana Jones, which this morning you saw it was closed for us. But then, oh, we just checked, by the way, and it is reopened. So we're gonna go check, get on that ride. But anyway, so Indiana Jones, or they're going to Jungle Cruise or Pirates or Haunted Mansion. So that would be why you would go through Adventureland. So those are kind of your options in the morning at rope drop. And it's good to have a strategy, have a plan A, plan B, plan C sometimes, and have as much as you can get done in the first 2 hours. Take advantage of those low wait times, and don't waste your time in a line like Peter Pan, because you can do that later in the day once you've kind of knocked out some of these other bigger attractions. We're gonna go ahead and have some of this blueberry corn dog, because when you're at Disneyland you have to have a corn dog, and right now they have a specialty corn dog, and it's like during breakfast time, and blueberries, that's a breakfast item. We are sitting at Jolly Holiday and we got a interesting breakfast item that is seasonal. It's for Halloween time, and it is over at the, not refreshment corner, Little Red Wagon, that's what it's called. I wanted to say Corn Dog Castle because it's a corn dog, but anyway, but it's got like a blueberry compote and bacon powdered sugar, and it kind of tastes like a Monte Cristo. It's with the meat and the fried bread around. It's really good though. I thought it was going to be disgusting, but I liked it. Came over here to Indiana Jones, and it says it's a 40-minute wait now because we stopped and had a snack and took pictures in front of the castle and yada yada. And now the ride is down. They will not let us on. So we're not going to get on Indiana Jones right now, and that's okay. We're going to go maybe check out Pirates. Alright, we're going to try this again. The Indiana Jones ride has been closed off and on today. So it says it's a 30-minute wait, and we're going to get in this standby line, and hopefully it's not more than 30 minutes.
This path leads to timeless
Hey, we made it on Jungle Cruise. Next up, we're gonna go see a bunch of animals.
We are out of here. We wave goodbye to all the beautiful people on the dock. Now wave goodbye to the rest of them. They have feelings too. Welcome aboard the world. Okay, here it comes. The moment you've all been waiting for. Here's one of the world where it's nice and jungle. If you know it, say it with me. I'll give you the backside of water. Yeah, don't try that one at home though, okay? Because it'll just bump your head on the sink.
I mentioned earlier today that we got on and got a virtual queue for Haunted Mansion. So because our park was starting, we were starting in the Disneyland park, we could book it as early as 7, but we didn't want to be like one of the first ones on the attraction. So we waited until a little after 8 and we booked the virtual queue, and our virtual queue is just called. It is it about 1:30? What time is it, ladies?
12:25.
Oh, 12:25. Okay, so 12:25 and our virtual queue has been called. So we're gonna go ahead and get in line for Haunted Mansion. But again, you have to have a virtual queue. There's no standby line for the Haunted Mansion currently at Disneyland.
Welcome to my Christmas delight! Look, Zero, I think they like our Christmas.
Let's do a quick recap of what we were able to accomplish this morning by arriving early for rope drop. Big Thunder Mountain, Matterhorn, Space Mountain, breakfast, Pirates, Indiana Jones, Jungle Cruise, Haunted Mansion, all by 12:30. It really pays to arrive to the parks early. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel for more Disney tips.